For anyone who doesn't know what exactly is going on in their life, this message is for you because that means you're in alignment. If you don't know what is going on currently in your life, I'm here to tell you. The Bible tells us God works in mysterious ways, His wonders to perform. It takes wonder for the human mind to understand how powerful God is. He's so mysterious to us. Our human brains cannot grasp what God has in store for us, what God is capable of manifesting in our lives. And this is a true test of our faith always is, can we trust the mystery? Because this is, for every human, a struggle. Control issues are a struggle for nearly everyone who's human. We want to control other people, how they treat us. We want to control ourselves. We want to control our environment. And to some degree, that's what's special about being alive. We can control areas of our life and the people we let into our life. We have boundaries, but we can't control their actions. We can't control how they treat us. We can ask them to meet our needs and wants, but at the end of the day, we can't control that. All we can do is ask for people to show up in ways that make us more comfortable. So, again, a reminder that the mystery is where the magic is. When a woman is pregnant, she can't force that pregnancy. She can't force who the baby is going to be. She can't force, her. And I mean, in some ways we do influence everything in our life, especially a woman in creation. Once a baby's in her belly, she's already starting to imbue this baby with all of her beliefs and anxieties. It's so important for us in creation, and this is a good example. A mother in creation, it's so important to be mindful of the energy she's carrying within herself because her baby's picking up on that frequency. It's becoming a part of the baby. It's feeding off of that energy. But this also applies to our creation and whatever we create for ourselves as far as work or in our relationships, our everyday routines. It's so important what we're imbuing those creations with, those creative routines or anything we show up authentically with. It's so important to watch how the spells that we're casting over everything, because going back to God and the Bible, we are creating every moment with our words. Let there be. Whatever we're speaking about, we're saying, let there be more of that. If we're saying, there's not enough to go around, I'm not going to make my rent, or, the cost of living so high, let there be more of that. We don't realize that we're saying that, but whatever we're harnessing our energy towards, we're saying, let there be more of that. Let there be more fear, worry, anxiety. We have to be so careful of the words that we're listening to. Our ears are like a womb, and our words are like life force that we bring things to life with. We are casting spells. Whatever we say today is manifested with us tomorrow. And the things we look back on will, like Sarah, turn us into a pillar of salt. The things that we long for from the past that God tried to pull us away from, if we sit in that and look back, that will destroy our today, because we are imbuing our future with past mistakes and misery and misfortune. So it's so important to, in the now, while we're in the process of creating in our womb, even if there's not a baby in the oven, there's always a bun in the oven. What bun are you concocting for yourself today? Because everything that you're thinking, saying, feeling is becoming manifest in your life. We have to, like the great Reverend Ike said, we have to be mental engineers. We have to engineer our thoughts towards the life we want. So if we don't want poverty, like the saying of eat the rich, this is not something that, is empowering. It's kind of like saying they can have money, but I can't, so I'll be jealous of them. And then what are you imbuing? There is jealousy and envy and kind of evil, where money can be used for good. The more prosperity you have, the more good you can do. It's good to be rich. God wants his children to be rich, and that's what the prodigal son story is all about. God is abundant in every resource, and we're the prodigal son when we don't know that. When we have the realization that, it's up to me to ask God for what I want, that's when we come home to God and say, God, I realize that I can have anything under your grace and perfect, ways that are good for everyone. Because, it's like you can manifest evil, but for good karma to come in your life, you have to be manifesting good for all. So everything's like under grace for the good of all, So here we are. Are we interested in the well-being of everyone? Because that matters. If you want pain upon the rich, you're inflicting pain upon yourself. And poverty, it's just not a good energy. We want abundance for all, but in a good way. And if we think about all the ways which things are not going right in the world, we're imbuing our creation with that. So if we're so focused on what's not going well in the world, that's unfortunate, because that's reflecting into our own personal lives of this emphasis on what's not working for us. And I see this in relationships around me, and I have to keep firm boundaries with people so it doesn't affect my energy. I have to stay very clear on, I believe God's promise. I believe through the renewing of my mind, which is getting rid of the matrix mindset that there's poverty, lack, just terror everywhere you look. We have to start focusing on the magic of life. It's such a privilege to wake up every morning and see, I love every day. I don't care if it's, blue skies with clouds in it, no clouds, cold, hot. I might hibernate inside, but in general, I'm so happy for any kind of weather. I think that we have to be really careful about our thoughts. That's going back to being a thought engineer. We have to be so careful about our subconscious automations, like the things that are automatically coming up for us because they're so instilled from us from our childhood, and just other people being in the matrix, and like what we're taught in school. So important to take that time for ourselves to get in touch with ourselves authentically and know what it is that we want for ourselves. And the most important thing that I'm realizing is we all have special purpose. And the reason we don't do well in the matrix, because the matrix turns us into robots. Like, okay, we're talking about AI, really, like they've been making people robots for so long, because we're taught to be sheep and not think for ourselves. And if you're authentic, you are a black sheep. And these days, authenticity is more celebrated. And I feel like that wave of revolution is coming. And this is my effort to be more authentic, spread out my net to the world, shine my light brighter for people to see. And the internet is a good way to cast out your net for your soul tribe. And we all have special gifts. We all have to be in service to others. We have to be sharing our gifts with others. And how are you doing that? That is what's going to bring you joy. That is the thing that is fulfilling to us when we help other people. That brings joy, because what you do for another, you do for yourself. So let's start this revolution of joy, happiness, abundance, and good fortune for everyone, for ourselves, but also for everyone, because everything that we're doing to ourselves is being cast out to other people. What we do for other people is bouncing right back to us. It's that concept of we're all one. We're one with God, the good. When things look bad, they're really bringing us to our good. It's just a perspective shift that's needed. And, you know, we're being called to prayer, to write down and regulate what it is that we really feel inside of ourselves. That helps get in touch with who we are authentically, and grounding ourselves with meditation and, you know, like listening to calming or music that just brings good feelings out of your, you know, energy body. All that energy that we feel inside is rippling outside of us, and it's calling out the soul tribe. Everything you think about, whether it be positive or negative, it's mixing energies with everyone else on that same frequency, and you're attracting that too. So just be careful, vibe check, and let's all keep trying to show up authentically as ourselves, touch base with who we are authentically every day. And, you know, ask spirit, the universe, how can I be a vessel for good today? Please show me the way. Thank you. Amen.